Good morning. Hello, YouTube world. Going live today, doing another one because I wanted to talk about how to move forward with confidence and strength. Because moving forward with confidence and strength does not come easy. It is something that needs to be an ongoing effort. Um, Moving forward with confidence and strength requires you digging deep inside of you to really see what you're made of. You know, especially during times like this and times of such uncertainty where it's difficult to collaborate, difficult to habitat with other people. It's difficult to um, to see eye to eye. People are more divided than they ever have been, and so one must realize that it is very important to rely on our own strength and confidence, to develop that inside of us, to develop it inside of you, to be able to really move forward. Because at the end of the day, we're all we've got. You know, what you can try to latch on to somebody else, and you know, uh, latch on to their strength and their confidence and things like that, and it may give you some short-term resolution, but maybe some little small, you know, satisfaction, very short term. However, that has to come from within you. Nobody can provide, you can't lean on anybody else's strength for the long term. It's something that has to be decided upon and developed inside of you so that you can really become that person that other people would be able to benefit off of and rest on, for a short time until they themselves can build that up inside them. So how do you really do this? How do you move forward, right? Well, first, it's coming to the very, very sobering realization that it must come from you. You are the only one that can change your life. No one else is going to do it for you. We can, you know, dance around this all we want, If we avoid ourselves, if we avoid facing our internal issues and demons or whatever that may be going on inside of us, and we avoid that, and we also don't seek wise counsel, in order to gain tools for, rewiring our thought patterns, rewiring our behavioral patterns, those kinds of things, then it's going to be very hard to manifest the life that you want, to really become the person that you want. Strength and confidence is something that is to be built upon. So how do you do that? How do you really do that? Well, we already said, number one, you have to first of all realize that it's all got to come from you. Number two, you've got to start developing habits that confident and strong people develop, right? Taking charge of your mindset, taking charge of your body, taking charge of your eating habits, taking charge of the energy that you allow around you are all really, really positive things that you must implement in your life if you want to become stronger and confident and exude that to everyone around you. When earlier this year, I decided to start going to therapy. It was initially supposed to be couples therapy, but it turned out being individual therapy because that relationship had expired and we just decided we have to go our separate ways. And so when I decided to get into therapy, I said, well, I know that the way that I'm doing things now is not getting the results that I want. So I need to figure out what inside of me is causing me to make these very unhealthy decisions. Or think about, and think about life in a very unhealthy way, the way I was relating to people, the way I was relating to that relationship, the way I was relating to food, to other, just anyone, just life in general. The way I was relating to life was just wasn't conducive to getting what I wanted. And so I realized I had to quickly change that, so it started with, therapy, seeking wise counsel, um, you know, being around somebody, getting around people that were mentally stronger than I did and had different tools to help combat those weak moments in life that we all have. Even strong people have weak moments. They just have different tools that they use in order to combat them and to get over them very quickly and move past them, dissolve those feelings and move past them rather quickly. Um, you know, Taking care of my body was also a big thing. I started, um, working out and, really consistently. And I found what works for me. My whole life has basically lived through apps. And so I downloaded a really cool app and it basically shows me what to do. It taught me how to work out. Now I go in, I get my workouts done, have my AirPods in. I don't take them off to talk to anybody. I'm not there to socialize. I'm not there to talk on my phone. I'm in there and I get my job done. I get my workout done. And the results have been amazing. My body's changed. The way that I walk, the way that I stand, the way that I carry myself, everything has changed. So that is a healthy habit that has built up strength inside of me. And it's not for vanity purposes. I mean, obviously looking good is definitely a perk. I love to look good. I am a Leo, the Cancer rising. Moon is in Virgo. So I like to look good, okay? I like my body to look and feel good, to be strong, to be lean, to be soft and sexy and all those things. I like it, right? So that is definitely a perk for me. But the biggest perk was my mental getting stronger, and me really being able to gain control of my thoughts and those thought patterns, and developing my introspection to a level to where I can recognize, hey, I'm starting to go down a little unhealthy thought pattern here. Let's let's change this. If I'm having anxiety or something like that, I'll go to the gym. I'll maybe take a look at what I've eaten for that day, and I will say, okay, obviously I didn't eat what I needed to, so let me steam some veggies and boil some rice and, get some fruit and, something, there that I can, some red kidney beans and, let me do this, let me reset myself, let me get some water, some tea, something, whatever that is. I just replace those feelings and those insecurities. I just started making sure I had something to do when those feelings started coming up for me, and that definitely increased my confidence, increased my strength. So now I have a what is it? What is the word I'm looking for? I have a protocol, I guess you could say, that I go to, once I'm starting to feel less than satisfactory. If my confidence is taking a hit, if I'm just, if I'm not feeling the way I want to feel, I have a certain habits that I will do, in order to make sure that I am, changing that, to shift out of that very quickly, because we don't have time to sit in desperation and despair all day. We just don't have time for that. So, we have to make sure that we have things that we can do once those feelings arise. These unsettling, unsatisfactory, very negative feelings that takes hit at our confidence. We have to shift out of that as quickly as possible. So, those are just a couple things, and I just wanted to do a live really quick, just to tell you, whatever you're going through in your life, whatever it is, and I know there's, a lot of times there are people are going through legitimate bad situations, but I can promise you that if you just stop and look internally and really ask yourself, what do I need right now? What do I need right now to fix this? Who is the person I need to become to shift out of this? How would the person that handles things, that has good things happen to them, how would they handle this? Would they react? Would they not react? Would they respond? Would they not respond? Start really developing that introspection level, deep enough to where you're like, okay, I've got to take responsibility for where I'm at right now and what's happening around me. And, and as soon as I do, then I can, once I take that responsibility, then I'm then able to, um, you know, find a resolution, find a solution to my issue. I can't find a solution if I'm sitting there and I'm stuck and I'm thinking of all the ways that other people, why it's everyone else's fault, why, I'm not where I am because, of somebody else's choices and decisions. If I've allowed myself to get carried along with the, um, what is it? I'm getting stuck on my words today. Uh, if I'm getting carried along with somebody else's irresponsible decisions or decisions that really I would have never made for my own life, I have to take responsibility for that and I have to change that very, very quickly. So, yeah, so that's what I wanted to share. And I really think that, you know, um, like I said, no matter what's going on in your life, I do feel that in the next 3, 6 to 12 months, you can really shift out of that. You can change that. And a lot of it starts with having the confidence to move forward, gaining that. And so I am somebody that holds that space for people to rise up into your confidence, into your authenticity, into your power, so that you are then able to go and you are able to make powerful decisions for your life, change your life, and also gain the skills necessary so that you can be able to be stable and reliable in your own life and really, really win. Like, I mean, I really do hold that space for other people. Um, you know, because I've gotten in such a solid place in my life, I'm now able to extend that out and help people along. I don't come down to the level of, anything below being confident, sure, authentic. I don't step below that. So that space is where the people around me have to rise up to. And when you do that, nothing but great things, can happen. Um, your whole life has to change. The person who you are has to change. It's a fact. That's just what happens. So that's what I wanted to share. Also, too, I do have a Facebook group. You can find me on Facebook, Sharisa Marie, and you can request me, and I will put you in that Facebook group so that you can get more content and more knowledge on how we are rising up and standing in our power, creating sustainable incomes online so that we can really take charge of our life. We can be location dependent. We can be, dependent and stand on our own, regardless of who's in our lives, who's there and who's not there. Become more powerful and more stable for our families. And so that is what I want to share. That is what I will continue to share inside that group so that I can help you become the best you. So that is it for now, and I will be back. Take care.